I'll start with the best game with Penn State and Ohio State. Market's been really interesting. Everybody thinks Penn State's live. They're probably right. This will be the toughest thing, toughest team Ohio State certainly faced all year. Penn State feels like they've been in the middle of nowhere in college football. UMass last week, a bunch of games that haven't really mattered a whole lot. Kind of the same as Ohio State and Michigan. And now we're finally going to figure out who's better between these three teams. My number for this game is in this range, though. This kind of like a little more than a field goal, a little lower total than maybe you'd think. But you look at Penn State's defense so far, it's been so good, and their offense has been brutal at generating explosive plays. It does feel like a grindy kind of a game. So I don't think I will have a bet on the game. We're like 4.5. The total's in the 40s. I would say like Ohio State has the potential to have a really negative injury report tomorrow. And if this were to ever get to 3 for Ohio State, I don't think that will ever happen. But that would be like my buy point with just from a rating standpoint and how I think about the game. I do think they are more likely to win. If I can get that number, I would get it as long as it's only minus 110. So I don't think that's going to happen. But crazy things happen on Saturday morning sometimes. Maybe there's an injury report, whatever. I would like Ohio State at 3. Other than that, like kick back and see who's best. I have some Ohio State title futures. I'd like them to win. And I'd like both teams to lose to Michigan, please. Like, even if Michigan has to cheat to make that happen. I was looking at some of the bets that we're going to talk about for college and pro, PJ, and you and I are on a lot of the same stuff. We disagree on one college game, but we're on a lot of the same stuff. And why don't we start with Penn State and Ohio State? I didn't have a bet on this game. I found this one really tricky, but it's obviously the game of the weekend. What do you like here? Ohio State holding is kind of a 4.5, 4-point favorite in the market with kind of a low total, the under getting bet in this game too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome game, guys. My handicap and really why I'm on Penn State in this game is because of the scheduling spot. They've had 3 weeks to prep for this game. They had a bye week. They played UMass, and now they get Ohio State. Meanwhile, the Buckeyes in that same period of time had to play an undefeated Maryland team. They had to go to West Lafayette, play Purdue, which is a place that always gives them trouble when they go there, and now obviously have played Penn State. So Franklin's had 3 weeks. The team has really had 3 weeks to look at this game, try and gain an edge offensively, defensively on Ohio State. And I just feel like he's got the team to do it this year, to go into the shoe and get it done. He's got a top 3 defense, 2 really good running backs. He's got a pro quarterback in Drew Aller. And obviously Ohio State, really good skill position players, as good a defense as they've probably had in the last 7-8 years. But it all comes down to McCord at quarterback. It just feels like the perfect storm for Penn State. I think they got the team to do it. They've had time to prepare for the game. So I like them plus 4.5. I'd take a shot with them on the money line as well. I think there's a great shot they win the game. I'm rolling with Penn State this weekend.
All right, Colin, let's get to some games coming up this weekend, and we'll start with the big game in the Big Ten with Ohio State and Penn State. Buckeyes a 4.5-point favorite. The total's 45.5. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this game, Colin. I know our audience is excited as well. Ohio State and Penn State. What do you got?
Yeah, first half under is the bet. If you go back and look at all of the recent history in this game, they never get more than 10 points in the first quarter. And if you look at the coordinators, that's really what they want to do. Neither of them want to take shots downfield. Penn State has 0 explosiveness this season, whether that's because of function or execution, or they don't believe in their players, or they've been holding off film. I don't expect any haymakers to be thrown in this game until fourth quarter, maybe the third quarter. Once there's a 2-score lead, they're going to start amping up the explosive plays, or at least the attempts. Right now, Penn State they've allowed Drew Aller throw beyond 20 yards 11 times this season. It's not that he can't do it. And really, I mean, I loved him to win the Heisman, but they have really put the handcuffs on him as far as taking explosive shots. The running backs have not been able to generate more than 3 yards per carry after contact. So I don't know where the explosiveness is for Penn State. That's not going to show up in the first and second quarter here. Ohio State is going up against the best defense they'll see all year. Kalen King and Johnny Dixon are the best corners in college football. They're going to be able to, double coverage Marvin Harrison. We've got so many injuries on the Ohio State side. I can't even name them all because we don't have enough time. So many injuries, especially on defense with Denzel Burke at corner, where Penn State should have some success. So I expect a slow grind in the beginning. I expect haymakers to come in the second half whenever we have a 2-score lead with one of the other teams. So I say first half under. I think 23 is out there. 22.5 or lower, I would bet it less.
About 10 seconds to go here for this answer. I was told you had an Oscar betting thought for us.
I went to Killers of the Flower Moon last night. I was really worried about this movie overtaking Oppenheimer in every category. I'm not so worried about it anymore. I'm adding to Robert Downey Jr. to win Best Supporting Actor. I'm adding Cillian Murphy winning Best Actor, and I'm adding to Oppenheimer as the Best Picture. But Lily Gladstone, she's going to win Best Supporting Actress for Killers of the Flower Moon. She's out there at 3-1 right now, so get your money.
What a legend. Wrestling bets, Oscar bets, knows everything about every single college football game that's going to happen this weekend, bets the NFL, college baseball, college hoops. The absolute best is our friend, Colin Wilson. You got to check him out on the Big Bets on Campus podcast. You can find it wherever you find your podcasts.
The Premier League's back. We have a lot of matches to kind of go over here. Liverpool-Everton looks like the first match that you want to talk about. Liverpool find themselves currently fourth in the table in the Premier League. What do we like here?
Look, I mean, it's pretty square at this point. Like, I've talked about this on our show, and both teams to score in the first half has been at least plus 180 in every match that Liverpool has played this season in the Premier League. And it has cashed in 8 of their 9 league matches, and the only clean sheet they had came against Aston Villa. So they have been pretty bad defensively, and the market just isn't really downgrading their defense that much. And I also am buying a lot of what Everton has offensively right now. At the beginning of the season, they had some real problems because they're attacking forwards were all injured, but Danjuma has come into the team. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is healthy right now. They signed Beto from Udinese. All of them are getting 4 shots per 90, which is really good production for forwards. Decore has been stepping into the midfield, doing a really nice job, getting a couple shots a game, high quality chances. And Liverpool has had major problems defensively. Andy Robertson is down now with an injury. Curtis Jones is going to miss this match. So there are some real red flags here, and Jurgen Klopp keeps complaining about this early turnaround that they keep getting stuck with. They have the early kickoff after the international break when a lot of the Liverpool players are traveling, coming in late. They get one training session usually on Thursday or Friday before the match early Saturday. So it's a tough turnaround for Liverpool. I would look toward Everton here, and I think you just play the both teams to score first half plus 280 and laugh as it probably cashes again, because this Liverpool team keeps sleepwalking through games. They keep getting away with it because they have so much talent and attack, but it's a flawed way of playing, and Everton very quietly putting up extremely good XG numbers, over 2 in 3 of their last 5 games.
What's your favorite bet or bets coming up Sunday Night Football in Philly with the Dolphins and the Eagles?
Yeah, I just think they over everything. I mean, whatever's on the board, I'm slapping some $100 bills down on the over. I love it. I think this game is going to live up to the hype. I think it's going to be a betting bonanza for those that are tailing on the player props market or on the game total in and of itself. The finest wager, like you heard the highlight to lead off this segment, is Jalen Waddle. He is going to have some happy feet in this game and some happy backers as well who's supporting him. The number I grabbed at 59.5 receiving yards. I don't know where it stands currently. I don't know if it's around 60.5 still or if it's come down or moved up a little bit. But Waddle should play a major factor. I know Darius Slay is slated to return, but he's given up north of 100-plus passer rating to his assignments on the season. And you look at Waddle, a guy that's seen 21.6% of the team target share, but he is number 15 in YAC, and he is number 21 in average separation per snap. There's a real stat that is tracked at playerprofiler.com. So he is getting that wiggle room and so effective and so trustworthy, of course, with Tua Tagovailoa. And they're just going to be assaulting and aggressive down the field. I know everybody is going to be on Tyreek Hill, but that number in the mid to high 90s right now, the yardage and the player props market. I think the value really resides with Waddle in this game. But then again, I'll just take the over. Whatever it is, give me it, and I'll slap some money down on it.
We'll go to Foxborough now, where we may have big-time wind in the forecast. We'll see, and we'll talk about it more coming up on Sunday morning, as the Patriots, who are terrible, 1-5, host the 4-2 Buffalo Bills. And Buffalo, Ken, is an 8.5-point road favorite. The total in the game is 40. Now, we talked about it early in the week. Josh Allen, like day-to-day with the shoulder injury. Josh Allen is not on the injury report. He is good to go. And our executive producer, Alex Fasano, does an awesome job posting all the injury information for me to read, trying to picking and choosing what's really good, etc. I don't even know what this Patriots injury report does. Half the team is listed here. I don't even know what to do here. Yep. They stink. A lot of their players may not be playing.
Read nothing.
They're also
right.
Read nothing's going to be the answer. They're 8.5-point home dogs. What do you got here, if anything, with the Bills and the Patriots?
I think there are sometimes. So I don't like the total in the game. We don't know anything about the weather, and I think the total's actually pretty close anyway, because I really don't know how many points the Patriots can score. That's problematic. I think the side of the game, if had to pick the side right now, I would lay Buffalo. I just think the Patriots are likely to be non-competitive in a game like this against an elite team. That's just my guess. Wouldn't bet it. There are some teaser legs that, like, when you think about what it implies, like how does it lose? Like sometimes you tease aside, like if you tease the Dolphins 2.5 to 8.5, yeah, that's 2.5 to 8.5. But like the Dolphins have lost a game to the Bills by like 900 points. The Eagles score a lot of points. Like you can lose that 8.5. Like I could see Eagles winning that game by 10. Even if you like the Dolphins, you could probably see the Dolphins losing that game by 10. But like, okay, I need the Patriots to beat Buffalo for me to lose this teaser, like basically by going 8. You can go 7.5 to 1.5 in a couple places right now. Just how do you not click the button? So I played some Jags from last night with this. I played some Jags with Seattle. I played this in Seattle. I played these two in Alabama. Like these are just, it's a big teaser week. And for me, it's more the favorites down in a couple of these games rather than the dogs up. I mean, tease Buffalo with everything not bolted down. We'll talk more about the side and the total on Sunday with the weather.
I think I'm going to end up laying Buffalo in the game on Sunday. Not many things in sports betting, not many things in life sound more fun than a 2-team teaser with the Buffalo Bills and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Just saying. Buffalo is a teaser like down to 2.5. Feels pretty.
I think Dable was.
Good.
I think Dable was the OC for Alabama for 1 year. So this is the Dable Memorial Parlay.
And won a national title, right? I'm pretty sure
Right.
Dable won a natty when he was at Bama and then went to Buffalo from there and coordinated for Josh Allen, etc. So, yeah, this is the Brian Dable Memorial teaser. And we'll get to Dable and the Giants coming up in a second. But, yeah, how do you not love Buffalo as a teaser leg? And like we talked about this earlier in the week, the Patriots feel like, oh, well, like pro bettors will talk, it's the number with New England. Good luck. Man, maybe they win. I never want to do that with the Patriots. I've done it a couple times this year. It's been miserable. Bills or nothing. And I think I'm going to end up laying it with Buffalo.